The doors to the Viridian Tea House are open once more. Hello everyone. I hope that you had a wonderful holiday season. I had a very nice Christmas and Hanukkah and looking forward to New Year's Eve. So once again, hope your holiday went well or is still going well. Right, so I have some delicious books to talk about, a new tea blend from my company, and it's going to be a short video, so, yay, let's enjoy it. So the first book, let me just start by saying that I'm not a romance reader. I mean, I've read some romance, but that's not my go-to genre. However, I love to read, and if the story grabs my attention, I will read it. And this book grabbed my attention, and I just thought this was a wonderful, wonderful romance read. And this is The Orchids of Ashthorne Hall by Rebecca Anderson. I love the cover. And in fact, I noticed on my Goodreads that I wanted to read this like a year ago or something like that. So let me read the back of it for you. 1887, the Cornwall coast. For years, rumors have flown that a ghost haunts Ashthorne Hall, but botanist Hyacinth Bell cares only about the estate's one-of-a-kind orchid collection. As an independent woman, she is focused on her career, even if it means waiting to pursue a romantic relationship. After all, love, like an orchid, must be nurtured and tended before it can bloom. What she doesn't expect is to be swept away by Lucas Harding, the manor's handsome and charming caretaker, upon their first meeting. Hyacinth is certain that this autumn will be the season that everything good in her life takes root. But then strange things start happening in the seemingly empty halls of the estate. Unexplainable noises, items appearing, then disappearing from her room, threatening messages, and glimpses of a woman in white who vanishes into the dark. Lucas dismisses Hyacinth's worries, insisting that there is no ghost at Ashthorne Hall, but Hyacinth suspects he is withholding information. Armed with little more than her instincts and her courage, Hyacinth must venture deep into the shadows of Ashthorne Hall to uncover the truth Lucas is keeping secret before she herself falls victim to the dangers hidden in the estate. So I learned that this was printed by Shadow Mountain, and apparently they have a label known as proper romance. So of course, I had to look it up to figure out, what's a proper romance. And so essentially it is everyone is on their best behavior. Everyone is courteous and kind. There are manners. There's no gratuitous sex scenes. There's no harsh seduction, anything like that. It's a proper romance. And I found myself wanting Hyacinth and Lucas to fall in love and become a couple and have a happily ever after kind of ending. I will say that Hyacinth, I really liked her character. She was intelligent. She was not the wilting flower that gets upset at the smallest thing. I mean, she does get upset in a couple of scenes, but she's so reasonable and she's so down to earth that even when she's presented with the ghost, she comes at it with curiosity. The fear is only there for just a couple of seconds, but curiosity takes over and she remains that way throughout the rest of the book. She's also a very determined woman, very headstrong. And thankfully, according to the book, her father raised her in the realms of science and things like that. So she approaches matters with a scientific, rational mind. But having said that, she is also vulnerable to love as long as she receives respect. Hyacinth Bell is a character that I absolutely loved, and I liked Lucas Harding too. He was very charming and very attractive, and you could tell that he was very much falling for Hyacinth. But again, with this being a proper romance, it wasn't over the top, it wasn't cheesy. He was actually written quite well. Very solid characters. And the conflict when you realize about the ghost and what's really going on, Everything is wrapped up so well that you're not sitting there scratching your head going, I'm really going to have to suspend my disbelief. You don't even have to do that. So even if you're not into romance novels, this is quite a nice ghost story. And if you like British period novels, The Orchids of Ashthorne Hall is right up your alley. And oh, about the author, excuse me. Let's see. So by night, Rebecca Anderson writes historical romances. By day, she sets aside her pseudonym and resumes her life as Becca Wilhite, who loves hiking, Broadway shows, rainstorms, food, books, and movies. She lives in the mountains and adores the ocean. She dreams of travel but loves staying home. Happiness is dabbling in lots of creative activities, afternoon naps, and cheese. All the cheese. And you can find her online at beccawilhite.com, and I'll put the link on the video. So yes, this was a solid romance novel, and I would like to read more of Rebecca Anderson's work. She convinced me well enough. I mean, I thought, oh, you know, okay, this is romance, but it's kind of gothic. All right, cool. I truly enjoyed it. I truly, truly enjoyed the story, and I was very happy when Hyacinth and Lucas, oh wait, I'm not going to say anything, but yes, a very solid story, a believable romance, just enough of thrills and chills to keep you turning the pages, but what a lovely, lovely proper romance. So The Orchids of Ashthorne Hall by Rebecca Anderson does receive a solid 4 pots of tea from Viridian Tea House. So many thanks to Rebecca Anderson and Shadow Mountain for quite a lovely book. Now, to flip to something completely different, I really wasn't going to review it, even though I really liked it, but I thought, you know what? Go ahead and review it. Why not? So let me just put this out there. Y'all know me. I'm a Moon Knight fan. And then second, Poison Ivy. This particular superhero, I'm kind of like, you're maybe third or fourth, but I'll read anything that deals with you because I do like you. Okay, anyway, so this is Batman, City of Madness, and this is by Christian Ward. And let me tell you, I read this at night and I was like, should I be reading this at night? Because it kind of made me go, wow, what's happening? But I love the story. I love the concept. And, you know, what's the best way to put this? So I'm biased with Moon Knight. I really am. And I liked what Christian Ward did with Batman City of Madness. But the only thing in the back of my head, and I hate to admit this, but I'm going to admit it, is it didn't have Moon Knight in it. And even though Moon Knight is Marvel and Batman is DC, I know it's silly. But let me read this dust jacket for you. Oh, well, there's really nothing. It just says, it's saying something's come to Gotham, something truly evil. Enter the Gotham below. Buried deep beneath Gotham City, there exists another Gotham. This Gotham below is a living nightmare, populated by twisted mirrors of our Gotham's denizens, fueled by the fear and hatred flowing down from above. For decades, the doorway between the cities has been sealed and heavily guarded by the Court of Owls. But now the door swings wide, and the other Gotham's version of the Dark Knight has escaped, to trap and train a Robin of his own. The good Batman, must form an uneasy alliance with the court and its deadly allies to stop him and prevent Gotham from falling into madness. Visionary writer-artist Christian Ward unleashes his cosmic horror tale on the Dark Knight and his legendary rogues gallery. This particular book collects the complete miniseries Batman City of Madness 1 through 3. So if you have the comic books, this is all 3 of them together. So let me just say, what the hell did I read? And oh my God, I wish there was more. I love anything that is dark and creepy and strange and madness and cities that are below their direct opposites and how everything is opposite. Like, I love how they handled Two-Face. I was like, that's cool. I really like that. And I even liked how they dealt with, He dealt with the below Batman. Overall, I mean, aside from the fact that Batman is like 3 or 4 on my list of superheroes, this was one hell of a read. It really was. And yeah, I think I've caught myself up on all the Moon Knight issues and storylines. So anytime I go to the library, if I see something of another superhero like Poison Ivy or Batman, I'll give it a shot. I'm like, ah, yeah, I'll check it out. But this was bloody amazing, and I cannot recommend this book high enough. And I was actually going to give this 4 pots of tea because no Moon Knight was involved, but it does receive 5 pots of tea from Viridian Tea House. I loved it just that much. I really, really did. Just, it's amazing how you have a concept, an idea like Gotham. I mean, everybody knows about Gotham City and the villains and the heroes and the anti-heroes, and how this story about the Dark Knight, there's so much more that can be done with this character and all the other characters. So much more. So I'm so glad that when I walked through the graphic novel selection at Denver Public Library, Bear Valley, and I kept seeing this title, and I thought, do I want to take a shot on this? And I thought, yeah, I do want to take a shot on this. And it was so worth it. Like, I just handed it to my boyfriend and I said, we will have a discussion when you're done reading it. And we did talk about it, and there were some things that we disagreed on, but we both really liked the story. I loved it. I truly, truly did. And I mean, anything else that I could say would be redundant. So yes, Batman City of Madness by Christian Ward receives 5 pots of tea from Viridian Tea House. Excellent, excellent. And if there's more City of Madness, I would love to read it. I really would. All right, so getting to the tea portion today. My tea for today in my lovely Hanukkah mug is lemon ginger ginseng. No, excuse me, honey lemon ginseng through Celestial Seasonings. I've talked about them before, and I just wanted a nice cup of green tea that'll kind of get my little gray cells going. So from me to you, honey lemon ginseng. That's delicious. You get all the flavors coming together, and it's just wonderful, backed up by the green tea. And I think there's also white tea in this blend as well. But I do have good news about my tea company, Viridian Tea Company. Say hello to the Art of Photography blend. So I had actually had another Art of Photography blend, but I didn't like it. I didn't execute it right. And so I got rid of it, and I said, that was a dumb idea. Don't ever do that again. So recently, if you have shopped on my online store, viridianteacompany.com, you'll see that not only do we have tea and books and artwork, but we also have a lot of matte prints of my boyfriend's watercolors and my photography. So recently I discovered so many photographs that I had taken years ago involving vintage cameras. And I thought, I think I'm going to print these and sell them on my website. So far there's only one of the photos on the website, but I'll be adding more within the next couple of days. But the series is called The Mad Ones, named by Jack Kerouac's On the Road. I remember calling that project that name, and it just kind of stuck with me. So then I thought, I'm really proud of the fact that I'm a photographer. I'm a cemetery photographer. I take photos of nature, of cities, people, places, whatever. But above all, I love taking that snapshot of that view, my view of the world. I remember somebody told me that, everybody's a photographer these days. And that's kind of true. Everybody on this planet has their own particular view of the world. So why not embrace it and share with people? And that's why I decided to redo the Art of Photography blend. So the ingredients are Lapsang Shusang, which, as you know, is a smoky black tea, dried orange peel, and cardamom pods. And so I made a sample of this yesterday. My boyfriend and I were drinking it. And at first I thought, okay, I'm not getting anything. But then I kept drinking it, and the orange and the cardamom really came out. So if you're not a fan of cardamom, I would not recommend this blend. But my boyfriend, he brought up a very interesting observation. He said, this reminds me of being in a dark room. And I thought, that's very cool. I really like that. So you can get regular and sample sizes of the Art of Photography blend through ViridianTeaCompany.com. And also too, like I said, there's going to be more and more photos of the mad ones appearing on the online store. So please check it out and let me know what you think. All right, so before I send you back into your corner of the world, let's do a water, tea, breathing meditation. So make sure that you have some water or a cup of your favorite tea nearby. Find yourself in a comfortable position in a room where you'll not be disturbed. We're just going to focus on our breathing. You know the drill. If you find yourself getting caught up with thoughts or shopping lists, pause the thought, mentally tell yourself thinking, and allow the thought to go on, but just return to the breath. That's it. Nothing fancy or special. It's just, now that the holidays are over, it's now a way to reclaim our energy and rejuvenate and refresh. So if you're ready, let's begin. And now let's end this breathing meditation with a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly open your eyes or allow your eyes to come back into focus. And now let's have a sip of your water or tea. That's delicious. So that's all I have for today. Many thanks to our wonderful writers and graphic novelists for what they have shared with the rest of us, for all of y'all. And again, I hope you had a wonderful holiday, or if you're still going through it, that it continues to be good to you. And to the good folks at Celestial Seasonings for the tea that I always get the name wrong. So yeah, that's all I have. So as always, take care of yourself and each other. Raise your teacup high. And remember that to drink tea is to enjoy life. I will see y'all really soon. Bye for now.